It's 11:47 at night. The lamp's off, you're lying on your side, the phone 6 inches from your face, and you're not even reading anymore. You're just dragging your thumb up, watching the screen blur past, waiting for something that isn't coming. You'd set it down 20 minutes ago. You remember setting it down, and somehow it's back in your hand, and you have no memory of the trip in between. That gap, that little stretch of missing time between deciding to stop and starting again, that's the whole story right there. That's what this is about. Because we've all agreed to tell ourselves a comfortable lie about why we do this. We say we're addicted to our phones, to the apps, to the dopamine, the likes, the endless feed engineered by some genius in a Palo Alto office to keep us hooked. And there's truth in that. But it's not the part that matters, and I think somewhere you already suspect that. So let me ask you something that might land a little too close. When's the last time you were bored? Actually bored. Not scrolling because there's nothing on board, but standing in a kitchen with nothing in your hands, nothing in your ears, and nowhere to look, no screen to fall into. You probably have to reach back years. We didn't quit boredom because we got busier. We quit it because at some point the phone made it optional. And the moment something painful becomes optional, almost nobody chooses to keep feeling it. Watch yourself tomorrow. Really watch. Notice the precise instant your hand starts to move. It's never random. It's always right after a tiny opening appears, the second the elevator doors close, the half-beat after a conversation ends, the moment you sit down and there's suddenly nothing demanding your attention. In that opening, something tries to surface, usually small, a flicker of a worry, a thought you'd rather not finish, the faint sense that you're not quite where you meant to be in life. It doesn't even fully form. Because the phone gets there first. That's the trick worth understanding. You think you're reaching for entertainment. You're reaching for an exit. The phone is a door you can open the instant a feeling shows up you don't want to be in the room with. And here's the thing the productivity gurus never quite say out loud. It isn't the scrolling that's got its hooks in you. It's the relief that comes a half second before the scrolling, the relief of an uncomfortable thought being interrupted right as it opened its mouth. The video, the notification, the little red dot, those are just the cover story. The reward you're actually chasing is the silence inside your own head getting drowned out one more time. Now, this is the part most people don't see coming. That flicker you keep escaping, the one that surfaces in every quiet gap, most of us treat it like static, noise to be cleared. But it isn't noise. It's the only part of you that still tells the truth. The thoughts that come up when nothing else is competing for your attention, the relationship you've been avoiding looking at directly, the work that stopped meaning anything, the quiet question of whether you're actually happy or just busy enough not to ask. Those aren't malfunctions. That's your real life knocking. And every single time you pick up the phone in that moment, you let it ring out. Do the math on that, honestly. How many of those messages have gone unanswered this week, this year? You've probably been told you have an attention problem, a focus problem, that your brain's been broken by short videos and you just need more discipline, a better app blocker, a stricter screen time limit. But I'd gently push back on that. Those tools all aim at the phone, and the phone was never really the problem. They never touch the actual mechanism, which is this. Somewhere along the way, a lot of us quietly forgot how to be alone with ourselves without flinching. So, I'm not going to tell you to delete anything. I'm going to ask you to try something smaller and harder. The next time your hand starts to move on its own, that automatic reach, don't fight it and don't obey it. Just pause. Let the discomfort actually arrive. Sit in the quiet 2 seconds longer than feels okay, and ask yourself one plain question. What am I trying not to feel right now? You don't have to fix it. You don't have to solve your life standing in a checkout line. You just have to stay in the room a little longer than you're used to. Because the people who seem calm, the ones who think clearly, who seem to actually know what they want, they don't have more willpower than you. I've stopped believing that's the difference. The difference is they stopped running from the quiet long enough to hear what was in it. Your phone will be there tomorrow. The flicker will come 1,000 times, same as always. None of that changes, but you might. Because now you know what you were really reaching for. It was never the notification. It was a way to leave the room before you had to meet yourself. So, the next time your hand starts to move, let it stay still. And listen just once to the thing you've spent years turning the volume down on.